Hello, everyone, and welcome to Series 2 of Sunday Monday. I don't have my hair in a bun, however, it's still Sunday Monday because that's usually how I have my hair up in a bun because I'm busy cooking all day for my family. So, the reason why I wanted to do a series is because usually during the week, which I know we're quarantined right now, I have lots of teenagers who come in my house. The school is like literally, if you look outside my house, you can look up and see our school. So during lunch, there's quite a bit of kids that come over. So on Sundays, I'm usually making cookies and cakes and something so our kids can eat throughout the week and they bring friends over and they have something to eat too. But today, since we're quarantined, I want to do something that's one of my son's favorite that I've never shown before or even taken a picture of. I'm going to make some fried chicken sandwiches. So in here, I have some chicken that's been sitting overnight in buttermilk, and I wanted to leave this out to show that yes, you can take chicken and soak it in buttermilk overnight if you remember. However, I have two chicken breasts out here that you could just dip back and forth between the flour and buttermilk, that you don't have to soak it, and your chicken's going to be just as juicy and just as crispy. So I wanted to demonstrate, if you remember, soak your chicken overnight in buttermilk, or if you forget, like me, have them out and then put them in the buttermilk. So the first thing we're going to do is take our flour and we're going to add some seasonings to it. So I usually have all my seasonings like this, but this is like the spillage of my seasonings. When this is full, I have the leftover. So I wanted to show you what seasonings I was using, so you can't see it with a clear jar, but you can see it like this. That's why I pulled these out instead of just my little jars. So we're going to add some black pepper. I'm actually going to open the lid because we need a little bit more. So some black pepper, salt, ground mustard, ground cumin, some Italian herbs, and some kicking chicken. And then we're just going to give it a little mix, just so it's all incorporated. The thing about seasoning your flour, it really is important when you're frying your chicken to season your flour. However, you don't have to over season your flour. Like just enough so there's some flavor in your flour. Not enough so it's like, okay, this is going to season my whole entire chicken breast. Like, no, just enough seasoning. It's very important, but it doesn't have to be end all be all. If you really didn't season it, when the chicken comes right out of the grease, you can immediately add at least some salt to it to give it some flavor, but season your flour. So I have two chicken breasts, and this is buttermilk. So we're going to start buttermilk, both sides. Make sure it's all coated. Lift up. Buttermilk doesn't really have too much excess, but if you shake it, you'll get some of that excess. Flour. And this is usually a little messy. Usually I use a bigger bowl, but this is demonstration purposes only. Like I have something bigger because I'm usually making more than two chicken breasts. And then back to the buttermilk. Make sure it's all coated. And then back to the flour. It's a tedious process. However, it's worth it because you're going to have this really nice, juicy piece of chicken. Oops. Making a mess. These are my little tongs that my husband picked out for me. I usually have my bigger ones. I'm using them faster this. So shake some of that excess off. And then we're going to do it again and repeat. So now I'm going to show you how I make a sauce that I put over chicken, because I'm actually going to make these into fried chicken sandwiches. I'm not sure if I said that at the beginning, but I kind of play around with sauces because a lot of times you see recipes online, you're like, okay, that's easy. Sometimes I do follow them, sometimes I like to make it up, or I just ended up kind of creating my own. So this is my own kind of sauce that I made up that I do. And this actually could be tweaked because I'm only doing 2 chicken breasts for demonstration purposes. So it doesn't have to be precise. I would make more if I was having more chicken. So this is just some white vinegar. Just fill a little, just the bottom. To that, we're going to add some hot sauce. Add some parsley, lemon pepper. Should have took the lid off of that, but I didn't. This is my favorite. I'll show it in a second. It's bacon chipotle. I'm trying to get everybody hooked on my bacon chipotle. It's McCormick bacon chipotle. I have said previously in other conversations, but the bacon chipotle, it's not actual bacon. It's like soy bacon, and you could just read on the back of the ingredients. It's not real bacon, so if you're a vegetarian or somebody who doesn't eat meat, you can still get the bacon chipotle because, like I said, it's not real bacon. It's like imitation bacon bits, but it's really good. And then we have some garlic powder. And we're going to take some light brown sugar. And then we're going to whisk it up. And then we're going to get it on the stove. And we're going to let it cook down a little bit. And that's it. So now I have some canola oil in my cast iron skillet. And one way you could check the temperature, you can actually get a thermometer and put it in there and check and make sure that your oil is heated up. Or you could just take a little bit of flour and then put it in there, and if you see the flour sizzle, then you know it's good to go. So now I'm putting my 2 breasts in to cook. And a lot of people tell you like 10, 15 minutes on this side, you know, 10, 15 minutes. Sorry, my finger was totally in the way. 10, 15 minutes on that side. I actually don't really gauge it by that. Like, I feel like just because watching my grandmother, I feel very Southern, that I just know when fried chicken is done. So I know there's a lot of people like, well, that doesn't help me if you're showing me a video. Like, you should know how long. But I would say like 10, 15 minutes. I don't have the stove on high. I have it between about a 6 and an 8. I don't know how other people's stove works, but that's, you know, it's like medium to medium high. The breasts are cooking up. You can see they're starting to get a little golden brown, which that's not an indicator to flip them. But if you're paranoid, you could go ahead and flip it. You also can use a meat thermometer and poke it in, check and see if your chicken's done. But like I said, I just fry chicken all the time, so I know when it's done and when it's not. But I would go with 10, 15 minutes on each side. You could also Google it to double check. It actually would also depend on the thickness of your breast, because the batter is thick because it's coated in buttermilk and flour. It's a thick batter, so it has to get through all the batter to get to the chicken. So it depends on the chicken breast, depends on how you cut it and all that. So I'm just going to eyeball it and keep watching my chicken and check back. So my chicken breasts are done on one side, so now I'm just going to let them cook on the other side, and then we'll check back. So now our chicken breasts are done, and as you can see, I poked a hole with my thermometer, and you can just see like white juices will pop out of your chicken when it's done. I poked a hole right there on this one just to be sure the chicken was done. It should be 175 Fahrenheit. So now we're going to actually dip it in our sauce that I made earlier. So now I'm just actually going to just dab some of the sauce all over the chicken. And then I'll flip it over And then I'll do it on the other side. So both sides are nice and coated. And then we'll come back and put the sandwich together. So now I'm going to build the sandwich. You can toast your bread if you want to, but you don't have to toast it. Just going to put some, you can use either Hellmann's, Miracle Whip, or something else. I feel like it cuts out some of the spiciness. I'm using Hellmann's. I'm just gonna give it a spread on both sides. And then we want to take our big old spicy breast and just plop it right down on there. And then I cut up some lettuce, shredded it, and then you could just put some on top. You can actually put a pickle on top. The only reason why I don't put pickles on top, I like pickles, I just don't like pickles on my sandwich. And then put the top on it. Hold it. Give it a nice cut. All the way down. And then there you have it. Devon's spicy chicken sandwich. Hopefully you guys have made this at home. You guys will try it out and let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Bye.